Hey guys, welcome. This is Brad Krantz. Thanks for joining me today. My tips for success. I'm going to be talking a little bit about social media, and I am just for some reason. I think it's where we're at. In fact, I'm on four different platforms. I'm on Facebook, I'm on YouTube, I'm on LinkedIn, and I'm on Instagram. And that's how I'm growing my online business, my presence, building my brand. But I think there's some things you need to know about. I think one, to wake up and be aware that this is where business is being done today, and especially in the 21st century, but also just some tips, things to avoid, some annoyances that I come across constantly. But let's start out with this, guys. Social media really, it's a vital tool for any business's marketing arsenal, right? And I'll say especially if you're in the online space like I am and like our team is. And if you're not using social media, you haven't figured it out, you're losing it out. And Gary Vaynerchuk says it even more boldly. He goes, "You're irrelevant." And I want you to think about that. That's not just something that's being said and I'll blow it off. Guys, he's true. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to include a link to a recent interview he did with Kevin O'Leary talking about the importance, especially for small businesses, using and leveraging social media in 2021, the coming year that we're almost upon. So, guys, just some tips here. First would be to make sure that you have a presence. Now, I'm going to do a screen share here. Pardon me. Uh, Guys, this is just a visual of some of the platforms that are available. Guys, again, I'm on Instagram's not showing on there instantly. This one's probably a little bit old, but Facebook, LinkedIn, certainly. You've got to be involved. I mean, it's free, and I've said this time and time again. Social media is free. Okay, you can do paid ads and such. We're using an SEO, digital marketing specialist for our business, but guys, it's basically free. So the first step is really to make sure that you have an excellent online presence. Now, this takes time, of course, to do. You're not just going to jump into it and be a success overnight. That doesn't happen in anything you do. It doesn't happen in business. It doesn't happen if you're on social media, but it's an essential 21st century marketing, excuse me, to reach the broadest range of customers or prospects possible, because it allows you literally a global reach, not just in the US, but allows you to go global. So having branded accounts, I'm not going to talk about branding. You can see my video on another one on social media tips on branding that's on my YouTube channel. But if you're branding yourself or have branded accounts on all the major social media platforms, that's key to increasing your audience. We're going to get to why that is here coming up. You know, the stronger your social media accounts, the more you will see the rewards in the form of brand recognition and driving sales. And I'll just say engagement overall, because if you are providing good quality content, and again, we're going to get into this, you're adding value, you're building a brand, not selling, people are going to be reaching out to you. And I have quite a few people reach out to me every week. I'm going to talk about the good and bad of that too. But make sure that you have accounts with all the platforms that your user base is most likely to engage with and which they use regularly. So you have to do a little bit of homework on this too. And the next one, which is huge, guys, is make quality content. Okay, having a presence on social media alone is not enough to ensure success. It's like, just because you're there doesn't mean you're gonna be successful. It's not that, if you build it, they will come. You can't just show up and expect people to be there and want to buy from you, want to partner with you, etc. Consumers, people are much smarter today, especially with the internet, right? They can check you out, and they can check me out on all those platforms. And I encourage people to do that, because as Kevin O'Leary was talking with Gary Vaynerchuk today, says you need to tell the truth, because if you're not telling the truth, people are going to find out, and you're going to damage, if not destroy, your brand by doing that. But consumers are hungry for good quality content. And I'll just say this from my experience in the last year and a half, there's too little of it out there. Okay. So don't be the too little, be the people that are exceeding out there, adding value, providing good content. Make sure that your content stands out among the pack with excellent content writing, images, and videos. Okay. You should make this content with your target audience in mind. And I'm going to do another screen share here. Sorry, guys, I'm blocking my screen share button there. Gary Vaynerchuk says this, and again, I get a lot of stuff from him because I think he's the guru, the go-to guy on it. But if the content is king, and again, it has to be, then context is God, guys. Your content has to be good. if it's half-baked, if it's insincere, if it's phony, if it's just crappy. And I see a lot of people, they post stuff and I wonder what on earth they're doing. Your content has to be good, guys. You got to keep that in mind. And if you do this, you'll start to stand out. And I say rise above the masses. One of the things I found out by doing enough, I followed a lot of different people. I've read a couple of Gary Vaynerchuk's books. I still subscribe to his channel. I watch him a lot. Is what you'll notice is you will stand out, rise above the masses if you just start putting out one quality content, but you start doing videos, right? Because very few people are doing them. But the big players, the people that are hitting social media big, getting engagement, driving sales, they're doing videos. So you will rise up and stand out just by doing that alone. Okay, I'm not going to get into this next one a ton, but start a hashtag. I took this advice from Dot Long. I did her Instagram business marketing for business strategy. Excellent course, by the way. And I've had hashtag learn with Brad TKG. But hashtags are a great way to market your business. You can stand out among the crowd by creating your own business hashtag, which you can use across, many platforms, including social media. The biggies like, Facebook and Instagram really come to mind, and then Twitter. I'm not on Twitter. Hashtags are a great way to promote brand awareness and to allow your customers, your prospects to advertise your business for you across different platforms, ensuring that your products, or your services, your potential prospects reach a much wider audience. And I will say use hashtags properly. I'm not going to get into this, but that's why you'll see people like myself have learned how to hashtag my posts appropriately to the content, but with multiple hashtags. Instagram allows you to get up to 30 hashtags. The reason to do this and why you want to, and you got to know what you're doing, is so people find your post. On Instagram, for instance, if you have one hashtag on a post, it increases its potential for engagement by like 14%. So if you have to learn how to use these, but hashtags are important for people to see and find your post. If you don't post any hashtags, people aren't going to find you. And again, if you're using something, maybe silly but sincere, like, I love my family or something or whatever, you guys, how many people are really searching it? Probably not very many. And again, there's a lead tags app for Instagram that allows you to pull up the 30 most popular hashtags. So again, hashtags are a way to build your brand, but you have to know how to use them. That's another video for another time. Then share uplifting content, guys. This year, 2020, kind of goes without saying, but it's been one of the most challenging, certainly in my recent memory, my 60 years. But, many people, are looking as we head into Christmas here as a way to help them cheer up and get into a festive spirit. So I just want to suggest posting content that is, feel good. It will in turn make your customer, your prospect base feel good about your brand and your product. After much of the doom and gloom of 2020, we're still not done with the year yet. We could all use some festive cheer this year, right? So again, that's why I'm not always posting about my business. In fact, I post very little about my business directly because I'm not selling, I'm building my brand, but try to post stuff that's related to the season, get people to engage, touch their emotions. That really, really goes a long way. So yeah, sharing uplifting content. And I'm just going to go to another one here. No, I'm going to wait here. We're going to wait on that one. Lastly here, and again, this is what I was looking for. Build your brand, don't sell. This is something Gary Vaynerchuk said, and that's why I'm going to go to, sorry guys, my pad here is blocking. Sales versus branding. Guys, this is a mistake that I see far too many people make on Facebook, Instagram, and even LinkedIn. They have not figured out social media. They are selling and they're not building their brand. It's annoying. Gary Vaynerchuk says that you don't want to be in the business of selling. You want people to come to you. And it's funny because I have people reaching out to me. I'm not reaching out to them. And I just scratch my head and wonder why they're doing what they're doing, because I'm going, you reached out to me. I didn't reach out to you. Maybe you should kind of take that as a clue. I'll leave that where it's at, but your personal or company brand is what makes that happen, guys. And that's why it's the single most important asset in your business. Your brand is everything. Again, that's why you want to be truthful. You need to be professional. You need to add value to the content so that people will reach out to you. And if you're not doing that, if you're selling and you're not branding, again, I'm going to talk about what some of the issues are, but to build a big, strong brand and create content that brings value to your customers, it takes time. It takes energy to do that. You have to know what you're doing. but the intention behind the content is imperative, guys. And I can't say that enough. Uh, let's see, here's another one. I'm going to share this before I get on, but Gary Vaynerchuk, give value, give value, give value, and then ask for business, guys. He has a book that's called Jab, 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 Right Hook. And that's what it's all about. And too many people have this backwards. It's ask for business, ask for business, ask for business. And if you get around to adding some value, maybe you do. But guys, it's really critical to give value, give value, and then ask for business. Again, build your brand, don't sell. And I'm going to tell you why, because if you're creating it or you're on social media just to sell something, or, and I find this out all the time, and this is where it gets really annoying, is to make contacts, to prospect people. So you friend people on Facebook or on LinkedIn, you make connections. People will instinctively know. Trust me. Again, I've been in, professional sales for over 30 years. I know when somebody's trying to sell me. So trust me, that's true. And that's not going to get you very far. Nothing is more irritating or time wasting than to have someone, I call it, quote, fishing for you. You know where they're going with it. They're kind of beating around the bush, trying to come around side, be tricky, and then they're going to dump their message on you. Guys, if you do that, I just delete you. Okay. I don't even bother responding. I delete you because that's what you deserve. You're being sleazy about it. Stop that, guys. So here's key again for my 30 years plus professional sales experience. Again, there's professional, non-professional sales. Let's say there's professional social media people. There's non-professional, which is the masses. If you schmooze people, and I will define that as being asking questions with a pretext or ulterior motive, to people to try to sell them or pitch them your product or service or otherwise pester or irritate them, they'll never buy from you. Guys, here's a tip from sales. Do you really think people, if you pester them or buy them or bug them, they will want to buy from you or get in business with you? Really? They're not going to. Okay, so there's a clue. So guys, be smart, be professional about it when you're on social media. If you need some help, reach out, but I'd suggest doing your homework. Read guys like Gary Vaynerchuk, Jab, 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 Right Hook. Dave Kirpin's Likeable Social Media would be a great resource, but follow people like Gary Vaynerchuk on YouTube. Know what you're doing, guys. Okay. I appreciate you watching this. Thanks so much. I hope this added value to you in some way and helps you with your presence and engagement on social media. I'd love to get your comments and feedback if this was helpful. And again, I hope it was. If you'd like, please feel free to contact me on my social media platforms. I will leave those posted on the description of this video. So guys, thanks for joining me today on Tuesday, and have a Merry Christmas.